Guys, so I've got a real simple hip drill. This is something you can obviously do at home or down the driving range, and it'll give you a much stronger feeling for exactly what you're supposed to be doing with your hips in the golf swing. So all you need are 2 alignment sticks. The first one you're just going to place on the floor and it would run parallel towards your target, and then the next one you're going to join, obviously for right-handed golfer, the bottom corners together, and you're going to sort of tilt it at like a 45-degree angle. Now from here, all you're going to do is you're going to put your lead foot in the space, or if you do it the other way around, probably makes more sense. Place your trail foot, see the way it's just by the corner, and then I'm going to put my lead foot. Now the first reason why I love this drill is because of the angle of the 2 canes. It really helps with widening the stance. So one of the things that I always meet with golfers, and I feel like one of the reasons why they really struggle with rotational motion, is because the stance is always far too narrow. Having a wider base, okay, sort of shoulder width apart, it helps the pelvis move a little bit more from right to left, and it helps you feel like you can actually use the legs. If you get a little bit narrow, it kind of feels like you're going to end up sort of sliding and turning over the leg. So one of the things I encounter, especially in the downswing, when I meet students that are really lacking with this movement towards the lead side, is one of the things that puts them off is when they practice these sort of drills. If the stance is narrow, you're not going to be able to move enough towards that linear side. So I get myself set up. Now the other reason why I love this is because it kind of forces me to turn my foot out. So it's a gentle reminder on that lead side to turn my foot out slightly as well. Now your ball position would be wherever, okay, and that doesn't matter, because what you're going to really be doing with this exercise is you're going to be placing now the club so it's pretty much through your belt line or just beneath it, like so. And as I look down, this is now going to prove to be a really good indicator, which is why it is the kind of drill that you really need to experience firsthand. Now what I'm going to do, quite simply, is I'm going to keep my head still, and all you're going to experiment with is just rocking a little bit from right to left. See what I'm doing? Okay, my head stays pretty still, and I'm just shifting my weight pressure from right to left. So that's the first thing I want you to practice, but you can see the way it's no rotational. I'm not doing this straight away. I'm moving a little this way. Shift quickly, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, okay? Now, when we take the club back in the first couple of feet, we need to shift this way. So the way I just move my pelvis slightly towards that trail side. So as I've taken the club back, say a couple of feet, I shift like 80% of my weight towards that, or 70% of my weight towards that trail side very quickly. And you want to practice that because it's a big part of the sequence. Now, from that position, what we now want to do is we want to complete a nice rotation to the point where the hips turn to about 45 degrees. So it will match up from your perspective to the cane that is on the floor like so. Okay, so do that again, boom, boom. Now that's a really good sort of position to get into. Now what you should notice when you're doing this as well is that you should feel like 50% of your weight maybe in the trail heel, 50% towards your lead toe, okay? Boom, boom, perfect. Now from this position, what we need to do is I need to concentrate on pulling my lead hip back, okay? So that now from my perspective, the golf club is aligned to the alignment stick behind my ankle lines. Okay, and then from here, I just simply want to finish the swing, so I turn and finish over that lead leg, like so. So effectively, that's all we're trying to do when it comes to the hip rotation. We get set up, we bump a little bit this side in that first move, we then complete a nice rotation to 45 degrees so we feel the weight is distributed as I mentioned, and then what I want to do is I want to feel from here, I pull that lead side back so I squash my weight towards that lead side, and then from here, I just want to finish the movement through the ball. So if you practice that drill, that will give you a really good sense of what you're looking for, not only from a sequencing perspective, but also from like a visual perspective. Now, the reason why obviously it's harder than just doing this, and this is something again you can practice, is because we need to synchronize up with the hands and the arms. But I would say the big thing as well that golfers get wrong is you need to try and keep your head still when you're moving like this. So I'm going to run through that sort of exercise again, but this time hold the club. So I get set up, okay, I have my feet like so, my lines would still be there. As I take the club back, so the time the club reaches just outside of my trail foot, my head stays still, but a lot of that weight is on my trail side like so. Now, from here, I'm then going to concentrate on turning my hips to 45 degrees. And by the time I get to the top of the backswing, my head should still be still. And my weight is distributed between toe and hip. From this point in time, Again, my head stays focused on the back of the golf ball. I'm going to concentrate on pulling the lead side back. So that basically means I'm going to rotate my chest and my pelvis towards the target, but as a consciousness not to move this one forward because it won't match up to the alignment stick, to pull this one back so it matches up to the alignment stick like so. And then from here, I can then just sort of concentrate on letting my arms drop as I finish over towards that lead side. And as you can see, as I finish in this through swing, so as I pull this one back here, okay, and then I finish up here, can you see the way this lead leg is facing massively towards the target? So that's how we want to do it. Now, all I want to do, because I do think it helps, is I just want to sort of express the common problem that I tend to see with most amateur golfers, because then you guys are most likely to understand the issues that you're generally having. So the first problem is that golfers tend to have is in this backswing position. They just don't get enough weight, I would say. Allow it, get it a little bit more on towards your toe. Okay, because yes, we do see tour pros who are back here, but they always shift left, and I always see amateur golfers struggle with that. So go for a good 50-50. The key one is this bit. This is your transition as you start the downswing. What we're looking to do is really feel like we're squashing all of that weight pressure moving underneath that trail side. And what should happen is if you rotate into this leg, see what I'm demonstrating here, really pushing into that leg, it should move that leg progressively towards the target. Okay, so if you're somebody who is on this back leg and then you sort of just push this back and it stays forward facing, that's not enough. That's a great indicator that you're not moving down enough in towards that lead leg to the point where it should push that leg off, and then you can pivot around that left leg as you go into the through swing. So this drill, really simple in terms of something you can do at home, get a feeling for it, then as quick as you can start holding a golf club and try and mimic the same sort of motions and get that feeling of where the weight pressure is. And then my last little tip is don't underestimate linear motion, which is getting a little bit of weight on that lead toe in the backswing and a big movement here, okay, and then obviously you can finish that swing. But the main reason why golfers struggle when it comes to rotation is they don't keep their head still and they don't move enough in towards that lead side, and that moving outwards is a great indicator whether you're getting it correct, and you guys can let me know. I'll see you soon.